Good evening, Cardinal fans. We'll get things looking better, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and start pregame. We're looking at a game between the Turpin Cardinals and the Balko Forgan Bulls. That game will be starting here at 7 o'clock. We're in Forgan tonight. This is my first time to watch Turpin play against Balko or Forgan at this Forgan field since 1983, back when Turpin was still in 8-man. Since Balko and Forgan started co-oping a couple of years ago, all of the games that we've played against them when we've been on the road have been hosted at Balko. So this is a first for younger fans and a blast from the past for the older Cardinal fans. Looking forward to tonight. This one, if the game against Beaver is Beaver County Bedlam, then this one is, well, it's become a really great rivalry in the last couple of years. These two teams over the last 5 years have gone back and forth and back and forth. The home team has won all of the last games over the last 5 years. So going back to 2018, when Balko began co-oping with Forgan, actually going back to 2019, when it was Balko Forgan, the year before that, the Cardinals played Balko, and it was Balko alone. That was their last year before co-oping. That year, we played them at home. Turpin won 50-0. Then we went on the road in 2019 playing against the Balko Forgan co-op team and lost 12-28. Year after that, one of the most exciting games that we've had in the past several years. Turpin coming out on top, a very close game. Turpin winning 32-26. Then in 21, Balko Forgan went on a run, made it all the way to the championship game before losing to Laverne. The Tigers taking a championship that year. That being the only year since Coach Hanna has been here when we've had 8-man that the Cardinals have missed the playoffs. And the Cardinals lost big that year. We got mercy ruled 6-56. That Balko Forgan team, tremendous, powerful team, and went 13-2. Then last year, Cardinals got revenge. We had the Bulls at home, and we won 60-12. So since the co-op has begun, the home team has won every one of the 4 games. Looking forward to seeing what will happen tonight. Records coming in. These are 2 programs that are going in different directions like that right now, but the Bulls are looking to turn things around. Cardinals are 5-0. Every one of their games this year has been a win, with the sole exception of the rain-out game at Springfield, Colorado. The Bulls, on the other hand, have had a little bit of a hard go. They've had 3 losses in a row from Winoka, Tyrone, and Boise City. Then they beat Quinlan Hillsdale on the road. Then came back and they had 2 more road games. They've had 3 road games in a row. The last 2 were losses at Cherokee, and then they started district play last week at Shattuck, losing 0-50. So it's been a tough season so far for the Bulls. They're looking to make the playoffs for the 4th straight year. Cardinals had their streak broken at 7, but made the playoffs again last year. So 8 of the 9 seasons since we went to 8-man, the Cardinals have been in the playoffs since 2014, only missing 1 time. So this is 2 teams with a lot of history, but the thing is, it's a weird history because it's spread out between 3 teams, not just 2. So this is one of the games that I really love getting to talk about history as we're getting ready for the game to start. Don't worry, we won't be looking through that screen the whole time. I'll give you a better camera angle in a little bit, but we're looking at the sun going down in the west. This is one of the fields that goes north and south. A lot of football fields do, but you know, at Turpin, we have a field that goes north and south, so we can either defend with the sun at our back or go into the sun. We're used to it. Most other fields, you've got the sun on the distant horizon as the game is getting started, just like here at Forgan. Now, it's windy. It's a little bit better than it was about an hour ago. I posted on the Talk of Turpin site, for those of you that saw it, we were getting gusts of up to 40 miles an hour. It was going to be interesting to see what would happen if we had a punt or a kickoff as to what would happen to that ball. The Cardinals, as you know, are a passing team, but we balance that offense out. We'll talk about the offense a little bit as we get closer to game time. Cardinals have run a very balanced offense this year, even though they are running the air raid, which is known for its passing abilities. Let's go back to some history. Balko and Forgan both have 7 state titles. I love talking about history whenever we get the chance to go against opponents And this one, you know, whenever we go against Beaver, that's two teams that have slugged it out for supremacy in the Panhandle and pretty much all of Northwest Oklahoma over the history. But Balko and Forgan, Beaver County has done well with these four teams, with Balko, Turpin, Forgan, and Beaver. Balko and Forgan each have 7 titles. Now, Balko is more of the football school. They have 5. Now, you'll remember the Cardinals have 8, which puts them 4th all-time of all small schools in Oklahoma. Balko has their own history. They've had 2 different runs where they've won multiple titles or been to state championship games. In the 60s, they were the dominant team out here in Northwest Oklahoma with going in 65, 66, and 67 for winning titles. Then in the 90s, they had another nice run and got a title in 90 and another title in 98. Their other 2 titles are in track. In 1994 and in 1991, they won titles. Forgan, on the other hand, has been a basketball school with a little bit of a football problem. Overall, Forgan's overall record is 239 and 286 and 7. So it hasn't been the strength for the school. They have 1 title in 1974, and they've appeared in the finals 3 times total. But Balko's had a lot of more success at basketball than a lot of the teams out here in Northwest Oklahoma. They won titles, 3 of them, in the early 2010s. In 2011, then 2012, and 2014, they took home titles in boys basketball. In girls basketball, they took home a title in the 70s, the year of your announcer's birth, 1975, as well as in 2004, most recently, their other title coming in track, 1972. So Forgan spread it around a little bit more. Cardinals, you'll remember, 23 total titles and 9 of them since the year 2000. And we've spread them out. Football, golf, in both boys and girls, track in both boys and girls, and then in cheer. Hard to find a team that can top us. Our overall record, by the way, I mentioned Forgan's all-time football record, at least since 1957 when records have been posted, is 239, 286, and 7. So a losing record all-time. Balko's all-time record, much better, 385, 242, and 1, which is a fantastic record. But then come the Cardinals, the champions of Northwest Oklahoma, an overall record of 444, you heard that right, 444 wins, 254 losses, another sign of the success that we've had over the years. The Cardinals have had 5 different coaches with at least 20 wins and 4 with at least 60 wins. And Coach Hanna topped 60 last week by my count in his 10th year at Turpin, now with his 60th win. Coach Winchester's over 60 wins. Coach Smith, way back when, taking 3 titles in the 60s and early 70s, racking up 86 wins. And then Coach Waters, who a lot of us remember from more recent history, racking up 113 wins for the all-time record at Turpin. That was over 14 years. That was a tremendous run. Balko has Robert Kramer, who tops everybody out here in this part of the country once you get past Sealing. Mr. Kramer has 194 wins, almost got 200 wins from 65 to 1990. Shane Cowan ended up with 51, from the 90s into almost 2010. And then Jake Regier, most recently coming home, racked up a whole bunch of wins. Depending on how you count it with the Balko Forgan thing, he's over 30. Robert Kramer, by the way, before he racked up all the wins at Balko, he had enough wins to get over the 200 mark because he picked up 8 at Forgan from 58 to 60. He was coaching here at Forgan. Coach Billy Nichols racked up 42 wins for the all-time record at Forgan, and then Doug Bowles has 29. So big difference between the teams in terms of history, but the most recent history is what counts. And tonight we'll be looking at a Turpin versus Bulls game where these 2 teams over the last 4 years have gone back and forth and back and forth. So since the 2 teams combined from the other part of Beaver County, the Cardinals have gone 1-1 against them. So whoever's at home has been the winning team. Now we're at Forgan tonight, so we'll see if that streak holds, but the Cardinals come in with the better record at 5-0. The Bulls are at 1-5. The Cardinals offensively are lighting it up. They're one of the most offensive powerhouse teams in the state. A lot of that offense being led by the air raid. The air raid can help you put up tremendous numbers if you run it right, and your Cardinals are for sure doing that. We have a whole pilot of youngsters who are running the ball at least 7 yards per carry. Let me list them off for you. Jed Huffman at 44 carries is still over 10 yards a carry and has racked up almost 500 yards and 12 touchdowns this season. Gunnar Post has run at half as much and has almost got the same yards per carry average at 10 yards per carry. Doesn't have quite as many touchdowns at 2. Gunner's run a little bit more in late game situations and close to the goal line, but still has 227 yards. Carson Peters off the scramble has 9 yards. He's next on our per average carry. A lot of those are coming on quarterback scrambles. He's had 36 carries for 325 yards and 4 touchdowns. Riley Fowler and Angel Silva have come in, sometimes in mop-up duty, sometimes in close yardage situations, and they've managed to both get over 7 yards a carry. Fowler at 8 yards a carry and Silva at 7. Both of the youngsters both having 1 touchdown apiece. In your passing offense, Carson Peters has followed up with the tremendous seasons that we saw from Bryson Parker, and Peters right now statistically is actually right at or potentially even surpassing what Parker was able to do. The Cardinals are really figuring out this air raid defense. Peters right now has passed for almost 1,000 yards through 5 games, which is just unbelievable in small school football. He's got 9 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, and he's completing 75% of his passes, which means he might as well be getting it caught every time he throws it, which is what it looks like a lot of times whenever we're watching these games. I plugged that in just out of curiosity into the passing calculators, and if Carson was playing for a pro team right now, he'd have a passer rating about 128. Pretty much maxes out the pro scale right there. We're getting ready for captains to come on to the field. For the Bulls, you've got number 11. That's Gentry Parker. Number 19, Levi Milliken. And number 7, Gage Riker. For the Cardinals tonight, it looks like Post, Hendrick, and Peters, but I'm not sure. Nope, that's Levens.
Number 19, Levi Milliken. And number 11, Austin Nash.
Austin Nash and it's Austin Peters, Nash Levens.
I think Carson Hendrick.
And Carson Hendrick, we think. We're looking at the sun, guys. It's not that easy to see. Let's see if you can pick it up from a distance. Not that easy, is it? We'll watch for that coin flip and see who takes it.
I got you, Coach. That was Carson Hendrick.
It is Carson Hendrick.
They're receiving.
Bulls will be receiving. Two games in particular that I'm really watching tonight. I'm going to have the Squirtle app ready and waiting to go to watch over here and follow it and report to you guys. We have a big showdown in District 1, and honestly, it's one of the biggest showdowns that you'll find in the state this week. Shattuck's taking on Laverne. That game's at Laverne. And we're getting ready for the national anthem. Well, for now, we got a nasty reflection until that sun goes down a little bit more. It'll get better and better as the game goes on, but for now, that reflection is going to be rough. I apologize. In case you're seeing the reflection of my shirt, this is win-win week. The three teams, the three schools, the two teams coming together. It's a thing that's done by student councils across Oklahoma, trying to combat cancer by raising money at each school. They had various competitions going on. Turpin did penny wars, as well as a couple other things. There was pickleball. I posted the finals of that the other night. And then dodgeball as well. The winner of the friendly contest will be announced tonight, and the money that was raised will be donated to a fantastic cause, which is a local resident who is fighting cancer. Allgeen's lining up to kick. Referees are talking something over. Turns out they spotted the ball in the wrong place. It'll be spotted on the 35. We'd take it if they're going to let us kick it from the 40. Allgeen's kick is away. Off the hands of Gentry Parker. Parker's trying to find it. Picks it up. Working against Austin Peters. Austin Peters will bring him down. Miscue there by Parker, and Peters made him pay. Cardinals handled that kickoff fantastic and sit the Bulls inside their own 10 to start the game.
Yeah.
We'll run through defense here in a minute. I'm having to get adjusted here. The window's rough. That's reflection. Short run, maybe only 2 yards gained. Whole bunch of Cardinals getting up from the pile. Hammock looked to be getting up last. Tight formation for the Bulls. Handoff. Oh, getting free and a first down. Number 42. Draven Starr with the carry. That'll be a first down for the Bulls. Cardinals have been a bit of a bend but don't break type of defense this year. They've allowed some first downs. 64 for the Cardinals and 53 for the opponents, but what the stats don't tell you is that the Cardinals have been a quick hit offense this year and opponents have struggled to score. Motion, but it's still a tight formation. Handoff, only a couple of yards gained that time by Kane Cowan, number 0. Second down and 6 coming up, so a 4-yard gain. Under center this time. We don't see that very much. And a quarterback run. Looks like it won't be much of a gain. It's Gage Reichert with the carry. Third and 5 coming up. Cardinals defense holding firm. We talked about offensive stats. Haven't done so for the Cardinals defense yet, but Cardinals defense has been outstanding this year and led by a tremendous season from senior number 55, Carson Hendrick. Carson on his way to an all-state year if he keeps things up. Starr's got the carry. Starr bulls his way forward. Looks like he's going to gain a first down. This has been a theme with most of the opponents this year. They've been keeping it on the ground and trying to run the power game against Cardinals. The big exception to that was the game at Ringwood. Ringwood tried to open it up and kept things close with the Cardinals in the first quarter. But this running attack has been employed by Tyrone, has been employed by Buffalo, been employed by Boise City, and the Cardinals defense is held firm. Pistol formation this time. Reichert looks. A little bit of fake to Starr, and then he dives into a pile and a gain of about 5 yards. So Bulls are going 3 yards in a cloud of dust here, just throwing bodies right into the middle of the Cardinal defensive line, and so far it's working. They managed to pick up a couple of first downs already. Big change up from what the Bulls were doing a couple of years ago with the McGowan brothers, with Jaden Hall. This is a high-flying offense that would look downfield on the pass. Again, with the pistol formation, a tight end over on the strong side. Reichert's got it with Starr behind him, hand off to Starr. Starr's got a couple of first downs. Looks like he's going to be a little bit short on this one. Isaac's there. Post is there. Ryder Ireland's there. And they managed to hold the ball up short, but I have a feeling this is going to be 4-down territory for the Bulls. They've seen the way the Cardinals have scored this year. They know what they're up against with the offense. I'm sure they've done their scouting duty. And they know that Cardinals are outscoring opponents 5-1 this year, 257-52 on the year. And in facing common opponents, which we've had two, with Boise City and Tyrone, the Cardinals mercy ruled both of them, but they were able to beat the Bulls. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start against the Bulls. It is. That hurts. That takes a short yardage possibility and turns it into a 6-yard. We'll see what the Bulls will do with this. We haven't seen a pass yet. Now they're putting Starr out here on the near side. Reichert comes up under center again. Jackson's going in motion. Reichert's looking for an opening. He's going to get brought down the backfield. Loss on the play. It's going to be 4th and 9 or 10 now. That's going to really put the Bulls in a hole. They've got the ball inside their own 40-yard line at the 39, and they've got a big decision to make. Coach Nichols and Whitfield really have to have some thinking going on here and some planning of what they can do. There's not a lot of options here. They're lining up in a punt formation. Jed Huffman's back deep. Punts away. So they do punt to Huffman. Huffman's got 2 touchdowns on the year. We'll see if he can get free on this one. Huffman's fighting. There's a whole pile of Bulls on him. Don't worry, it's unlikely you'll get a running of the Bulls punt tonight, but you never know. All right, Cardinals will take over the first time tonight. Stopping the Bulls on the opening drive was huge. Cardinals offense out on the field. Looks like our normal set of starters. You do have trips out to the right, though. Peters is back in the backfield by himself. Pass over to Huffman. It's a screen pass. Huffman has a knack of busting the big play, and here he goes. Huffman's in for a touchdown. All it took was one play, and Cardinals score. With the wind the way it is, and I'll show you the flag again. With that kind of wind, passing could be an adventure, but Carson Peters handled it perfectly. However, flag on the play. Cardinals will come back. You can see the spot of the flag. It'll be a 10-yard mark off from that spot. So that's a 10-yard loss. Repeat the down. Not sure who had the holding call. It's one of the dangers whenever you're running those wide receiver screens.
First down, 14.
Now it's marked as second down, but that's incorrect. It's first down. So first down and about 13 to go. Peters this time, he's back in the back for shotgun. He's got gunner post next to him. Huffman coming in motion. Handoff to Huffman around the right side. They're running a sweep for Huffman. Huffman will get tackled out of bounds. Looks to be the 44-yard line, maybe the 43. So Cardinals get almost all of the penalty yardage back. It'll be second down and short.
Second down, 3.
Peters in the backfield. This time he's got Huffman beside him. Levins and Fowler on the near side. On the top side, you got Austin Peters. Hendrick, Algeen, and Hammock are your linemen. Handoff to Huffman up the middle. So the Cardinals take a play out of the Bulls playbook there. Run it right up the middle, and it's good for a first down. I think Starr met him on the tackle. No, it's Poindexter who got the tackle. Poindexter, number 60, one of the defensive ends for the Bulls. We're going to have a false start on the Cardinals. Only a 5-yard mark off, so 2 of the first 4 plays for the Cardinals have resulted in penalties. Cardinals had some problems with penalties at Ringwood, getting 9 of them called. Now take a look right here. Defensive backs are coming up, really challenging the Cardinals, and then backing off over on Fowler. That's Parker dropping back. Empty backfield. Here goes Peters. Peters right up the middle. Peters gets some clearance. Big gain. First down for the Cardinal quarterback. That'll be in the red zone to gain a well over 20 yards on the play. Cardinals have the first down. They emptied the backfield, spread the defense way out, and Peters had an opening right up the middle. Offensive line did a great job opening things up. Bulls only running 2 down linemen. It looks like they're trying to counter the pass. Peters pitch out to Huffman. Huffman looking for the edge. He gets it, and he's got a first down. So, gain of about 11 yards on the play. We'll see where it comes down.
Looks like he's got him at the 8.
Yeah,
about the 8.
Spotted at the 5-yard line.
On the Bulls 5-yard line.
Cardinals go to a heavy formation. Huffman's got it. Huffman's close to the goal line. The near side official has his foot on the line. That's about as close as it gets. Cardinals hurry back to the line. They're running a hurry up here. Let's see if we can get a better angle for you. Quick snap, and the Bulls might have held it. Nope. Touchdown, Cardinals. Cardinals have it. I don't even know who ran that ball in. Cardinals went in such a hurry, I couldn't tell who got that snap. So Cardinals take the lead 6-0. They're setting up for the conversion. Peters is back in the shotgun. Oh, false start. A couple of Cardinals move over on the far right side. That'll back it up 5 yards. Repeat the conversion. False start's a dead ball. The Bulls don't have any option as to whether or not to decline it. Cardinals might be in the same exact play. Nope. Looks like a pistol formation. Peters has got Huffman behind him. Peters rolling out on a bootleg, looking, and finds Austin Peters, number 13. Movement was so good I didn't follow it well. I apologize on that. Austin Peters came from the far side of the formation, dragging across the back. Carson faked it, ran a play action, bootlegged out to the right, and found his brother coming along the back side of the end zone. So Cardinals lead 8-0. Now, I'd mentioned the streak since Forgan had joined Balko to become the co-op team known as the Balko Forgan Bulls. The home team in this series has won every time. That's been 4 years in a row the home team has won. So we'll see if the streak is broken this year. And when the Cardinals first went back to 8-man back in 2014, Balko would not enter onto the schedule, and we had a much bigger district back then, so we'd play one out-of-district game. Usually it was against Tyrone, and then we'd immediately enter into district play and play 8 games in district. So we weren't able to add Balko to the schedule until 2018. We got the win in 2018, and then after 2018, Balko joined up with Forgan, and the rest has become recent history. Ricky Algeen lining up to kick. Back deep. We got Kane Cowan and I think Gentry Parker. If you'll turn and do me a favor, I'll be able to give you a confirmation there. Algeen lines up. Deep kick. Wind's pushing it. And it went out of bounds. Wind got a hold of that one. Now, if I'm the Bulls, I'm going to have them re-kick. Because if you take that ball, well, you have a couple options. You can take the ball at the 35 or you can make them re-kick. Bulls are going to go ahead and take it at the 35. I guess they don't want to deal with the way Algeen kicked that ball. That makes sense. This is Ricky's first year to kick, and he's been doing a fantastic job. Bulls come out. They've got 2 wide outs split out here on the near side. Reichert's back in the shotgun. Reichert misses it. Loose ball. Reichert's going to fall on it. Big loss there for a team that came out and hasn't thrown it at all. That is not the mistake that you want. Not that you want any mistakes at all, but if you're going to have a loose ball, you want to be able to pick it up and potentially have a broken play, and the Bulls were stuck on that one. Reichert, after missing it, just had to fall on it. Reichert's back in the shotgun. He's got 1 wide receiver split out to each side, a back in the backfield. He hands it off the back. Cardinals defensive line doing a great job stepping up. In fact, it looks like Garrett Isaacs stepping up to make that tackle, number 21. So, defensive line held firm. Linebacker Isaacs is able to step up and get the play. You know, the last time that the Cardinals played on this field, Garrett Isaacs' dad was out there. Mike Isaacs was playing back then. He had a tremendous career here at the for the Cardinals. Third down and very long coming up for the Bulls. The ball spotted on the 24-yard line. They've got to make it all the way to the 45. Riker dropping back to pass. He's rolling. There's going to be a flag on the play. I think it's a hold. Reichert's scrambling. Reichert's found a little bit of an opening. Cardinals are going to bring him down. So Reichert gains a couple of yards. There's a flag in the backfield. Cardinals have somebody down. That's Isaac Hammock who's down. Reichert was being chased by Hammock when he went down. Hopefully it's just a cramp. It is a hot and windy day. That can be really tough on you. It's a hold against the Bulls. We'll see if the Cardinals back him up. But first off, we're wondering how Isaac Hammock's doing out there. Now, I've reminded you many a time I'm not a doctor.
Bulls were called for holding. Marked off.
They're not working with a leg. They don't appear to be working with him for any cramps. They are getting him up, though. It's been a real benefit and blessing to have Coach Trevin Watson join the team this year. I don't know exactly what his degree is that he got at Southwestern, but moving back this year, he brings with him a wealth of knowledge from what he learned in college, and he's been applying that along with his knowledge of what Coach Hanna runs, which is a lot of similar systems of vocabulary from back in the day when Coach Watson played. But them walking off Hammock is a good sign. Hopefully he'll be okay. With Hammock going down, potential is for Alex Alvarado to come in. Now, Jackson Leonard would have been in that spot, but he went down earlier in the season with an injury. And then for this season, we still haven't seen Ryan Olguin yet, but Ryan Olguin would have been in the mix. So Cardinals might be putting a freshman in. Now, Alex is not out there now. Right now on the line, you've got Ryder Ireland, Ricky Olguin, and Gunnar Post. Hammock works in rotation with those guys. Bulls are lining up in punt formation. And this time Carson Peters is back for the return. Last time it was Jed Huffman. Punt gets away. We'll see what the wind does to it. It goes out of bounds, never even touches the infield. Told you, with that wind gusting as high as 40 miles an hour, it's going to be tough to get a kick to land anywhere that you want it to. And it's going straight across the field. We're coming right towards us, in case you couldn't pick up on how that ball flew. So it's not even wind that helps. It'd be one thing if it was coming out of one of the end zones and teams could get some benefit from it and have the wind at their back. That was the case at Ringwood. The Cardinals come back out for their second possession. They scored quickly, came back because of a penalty, then drove down and scored again. 2 touchdowns on the same possession, but only one of them counts due to the penalty. Cardinals in a tight formation here. This is interesting. Carson Peters takes it. Wide receivers explode out. Peters runs around the right side. The left side. He's going to gain about 6 yards before he's pulled out of bounds.
Brought down by Levi Milliken.
He's brought down by Milliken, number 19. Second down and 5. Cardinals don't run too many tight formations, especially when they're out in the middle of the field. So that was kind of cool to see. This time we got wide outs. There they go. It's a run. Right into the middle we go. Close to first down yardage, but just a little bit short. That was Huffman. It's going to be third down and inches to go. They're not measuring it, just a little bit short. I was right. Alex Alvarado has come into the game for for Hammock.
You got it.
Quarterback sneak.
Oh, they threw a flag.
Now we're going to get a flag called. Flag thrown in the backfield. False start on the Cardinals. So Cardinals picking up another penalty. They're picking up a penalty about every 3 plays right now.
Makes the third and 5 a little bit more.
So back it up. This is where we were sitting a moment ago for second down.
Third down.
Ryler Fowler sets up on the different side of the formation. On this near side, we got Nash Levens. Jet Huffman's in the backfield. Peters in the shotgun with Huffman next to him. Peters dropping back, looking for space, fakes it, passes downfield, finds Huffman.
You got the first down.
I tell you what, the Bulls couldn't have defended it much better. They had Peters bottled up. They were using the sideline to fence him in. Peters stayed alive just long enough. Huffman went and released downfield, found himself a crack in the defense, and Peters did a fantastic job of finding him. I talked before the game started about Peters' stats, completing at a 75% rate, which is ridiculous for high school, but you can see why when he's got patience and he can work with his wide receivers. Peters this time is going to take off running. They gave him a huge gap. Peters bursts right through it. And it's going to take the defensive secondary to bring it down. That is not what you want to be seeing as a defense. Bulls here are on their heels. Cardinals' offense really got them working.
First and goal, so.
It's going to be first and goal. The ball's sitting at the 10. So it must be just inside of the 10-yard line. Peters in the backfield. He's got Huffman beside him. They're running a little short option. Pitch out to Huffman. Huffman's got all the room in the world. He's in easily. Cardinals blocked that perfectly. Nobody was going to have a chance to touch Huffman. He would have gone a lot further if it wasn't at the goal line. Cardinals with 2 easy scores so far. Really, they've had 3, but one of them, got brought back because of a penalty. That penalty probably had something to do with getting so open. Cardinals will switch out some personnel here. Fowler's coming in. Levens is in. Carson Peters is in with Huffman in the backfield. Alvarado still running on the offensive line. It looks like the Cardinals are running out of time, and they'll take a timeout. That's their first of the game. You can see here we're sitting on a 14-point lead already. That knocking you hear is the window as I keep bumping up against it. I apologize for that. Forgan has renovated their stands. It's tremendous to see. And we're on the far side, but I'll give you a view of your Cardinal cheerleaders right now as they're getting for us, the hometown crew, but they hit the road today. See, nice crowd came for the Cardinals. Some of them are parked along the sideline as well. Cardinals cheerleaders yesterday had a really long day. Coach Jamie Peters had them inside installing their routine and working on it, getting everything ready for another potential state championship. Cardinals cheer team has 3 of them, and they put in a 6-hour day yesterday practicing, getting everything ready for hopefully another deep playoff run with cheer. Cardinals will reattempt here on the conversion. Cardinals in that heavy formation. Huffman's got it. He's racing to the edge, and he's got it. I'm going to have to start backing off a little bit more whenever they're at the goal line. I'm not giving you enough room, and I keep missing the edge of the play. Cardinals are using the whole field horizontally. It's one of the things that makes them so difficult to defend. All right, Cardinals defense will be coming back out on the field. They've managed to hold the Bulls scoreless so far. Now, this is the nightmare scenario that the Bulls were hoping to avoid. They have not been able to put a lot of points on the board this year. It's been a little bit of the opposite of what they've done the past few years when they went on a tremendous run. And in fact, the Bulls this year, to date, have allowed 230 points and have only been able to score 60. So they're averaging 10 points a game and almost 40 a game going the other way. So Cardinals with 2 scores for the first quarter, as we're going to end the first quarter on that last touchdown. We'll flip the field. Cardinals will come out and be kicking now, going from right to left. Cardinals in the white jerseys, the Bulls in the red. Cardinals have their black helmets that we've been seeing for many years now, and the Bulls with the white helmets. Ricky Algeen's going to line up to kick. Algeen kicks it. This one he keeps low. Big bounce. Oh, he had his knee down. That's unfortunate. When Parker grabbed it, he'd gone down to a knee because the ball was low, which means he gets no return. At the spot that he's touching it while his knee's down, as soon as he gains control, that is a dead ball. So that's unfortunate. Twice now, Cardinals kickoff team has kept the opponent inside their own 20 to start. That's tremendous starting field position for the Cardinals defense, and it's helped things turn out really well so far for this Cardinals defense.
Yeah, one wide out over here.
Bulls are still keeping things tight, but they do have one wide out down here on the near sideline. Reichert's running the option, pitches it out to Starr. Starr looking for the edge. He makes a man miss, and then he's brought down by Garrett Isaacs, number 21. Good play for the Bulls there. Reichert and Starr rolling out. Starr is not very tall, but he's a big load back there. But he showed he's got some moves, cutting back and making one man miss. Cardinals defense with Hammock out. You've got Post, Algeen, and Ryder Ireland. Your linebackers, Carson Hendrick, who's on his way to putting together a potential all-state year. Garrett Isaacs in the defensive backfield. You've got Austin Peters playing safety, and your 2 defensive backs are Carson Peters and Nash Levins. Handoff, Starr's got it again. Bounces it outside, and a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Nice carry for Starr. Bulls doing what they can to keep the clock rolling. Cardinals have scored so quickly, but the Bulls have been trying to drag things out a little bit, and it makes sense to do so. Same formation. They got one wide out on the near side. Reichert and Starr. This time's a handoff. Whoops, that's not Starr back there. That's number 1, Tyree Jackson. Handoff right to the middle, and Jackson gains maybe a yard. Cardinal defense, front 5, really steps up. They've been tremendous in this game. Bulls have had to bounce it outside ever since the first drive of the game when they were able to get a couple of first downs with Starr running up the middle. Cardinals doing a good job on their adjustments. Another thing that you're noticing is the Bulls are taking about as long as any opponent that we've seen this year on how they're milking the play clock. We're at under 10 seconds to go now on the play clock. Tell you what, they called a couple of offsides on the Cardinals, but that time the Bulls were rocking forward with no call. Starr gets the handoff looking for the edge, and a great job by Gunnar Post. Tackle for loss there. And it's going to be 4th and long. We'll see if the Bulls go ahead and punt. That ball's at their own 33. My guess is they will. But their defense hasn't been able to stop the Cardinals yet. So you might see Coach Nichols and Whitfield go ahead and keep the ball and try for something here.
And they call timeout here.
15 seconds on the clock. They haven't broke formation yet. I'm not sure if the Bulls are even going to punt. They might go ahead and take a timeout here or take the delay of game. And we're going to have a timeout. Bulls will call their first timeout of the half.
Bulls on
So Cardinals had a fantastic first quarter. Second quarter, they're just about to get the ball back. While that's going on, I want to poke in on the big games that I'm interested in. Hollis and Beaver. Hollis has traveled to Beaver. And I'm really interested in that game because Hollis is a revenge game for us. We faced them in the last game of our regular season last year. We traveled 3 hours to get there. I wasn't able to make it for that one. But Hollis ended up coming out, and our Cardinals team was really depleted by injury. And Hollis really put it on us. So I'm looking to see where Hollis is at this year. We won't play them till the last game of the season for the regular season, and this time it'll be at home. But that's an 8-6 game early in the second quarter. Shattuck and Laverne all tied up in the second quarter, 0-0. Oh, the Bulls have come out, and they are in formation to go for it. So big risk here. Could be a quick kick, though. Cardinals have been known to run that. It's not. Pass over the middle. Oh, Carson Hendrick gets the interception. If he can get a blocker, he's going to go. He busts through it. He's going down the sideline. And Hendrick is brought down inside the 10-yard line. No flags on the play. Reichert had a man over the middle, and he looked like he was open. Carson Hendrick baited him into it, came on the run, snatched the ball out of the air, and went up the far sideline on the interception. Tossed off one potential tackle and ended up, I think, getting pushed out of bounds at the 8 or 9 yard line. We'll see. Near side official is set up at the 7 yard line. Here we go.
He's in.
Huffman up the middle, he's in. So another quick touchdown for the Cardinals. That's a one-play drive after the turnover. We'll talk about Carson Hendrick's stats here in a little bit, but the senior is putting together a heck of a season. I'm not going to get suckered this time. I'm going to get that whole goal line for this conversion. Cardinals have been running it on the near sideline. Huffman up the middle. He's in on the conversion. Cardinals extend the lead. 3 touchdowns, 3 conversions. The offense has been perfect so far. 24-0. The only blights on it at all have been a handful of penalties, but the Cardinals have made up for it. Their offensive prowess just tremendous tonight. Let me pull out those stats that I've been talking to you about to give you some idea of the season that Hendrick is putting together. All right. This is current as of coming into this game. Through 5 games, Carson Hendrick had 19 solo tackles. Guys, you know we're not playing a lot in the second half. That's a tremendous output so far. 39 assists. Both of those stats lead the team in those categories. He also has 9 tackles for loss. Yes, 9 tackles for loss to go with 1 sack. A lot of teams aren't throwing it against us. He does have 2 interceptions now. I'm going to update that stat. And he does have a fumble recovery. So Carson Hendrick is just stringing together a beautiful season on the defense. That's going to be big for this year. And if you've been watching and paying attention, when he's getting those tackles, he's making his presence known. Carson's been a really big hitter this year and has done a tremendous job for the Cardinals. Allgeen's lining up to kick. Low kick for Allgeen. He's not wanting to let it get up in the air and let the. And again, the Bulls struggling with the ball. Cowan's got it, and the Cardinals defense holds firm again. There's a flag on the play. Oh, no flag. They pick it up. So Bulls defense has managed to get some first downs, but no points. It's 24-0. Cardinals have just over 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Cardinals are spreading out the defense right now. They're keeping Peters way back. Austin Peters, that is, at safety. Carson Peters out on the wide receiver spot. Reichert run around the left edge. Short gain on the play. Impossible to tell from here who made that tackle. Gain of about 3 on the play. Ball's now started on the 31-yard line, just past the 30. Bulls have not made it deep into Cardinal territory on any of their possessions yet. Handoff going out the outside. Cardinals might have stuffed it in the backfield. Cardinals defense just swarming to the ball. Third down, 7 to go. Looks like maybe a short loss on the play. It is a loss on the play. That ball spotted at the 29 now. Bulls again taking their time.
Third down, 6.
Reichert's coming in with the play.
Ball resting on the 30.
Third and about 8 to go. I've got one man spotted way down at the bottom. Man in motion. Reichert's rolling out. Quick pass. They brought him out of the backfield. Nice job on that play. They ran Tyree Jackson as a wide receiver in motion. Cardinals didn't pick him up. And the Bulls pick up a first down off the pass. So Cardinals defense with one of the few mistakes we've seen on the night. Bulls working hard trying to get it into Cardinal territory. Cardinals defense out there right now, you still have the same defense we had in the last possession. You've got Post, Allgeen, and Ryder Ireland on the line. Isaacs and Hendrick at the linebacker spot. Peters and the defensive backs joined with Nash Levens. Coming around the left side, right towards you, is Reichert on the quarterback carry. He tries to reach for some more yards, but they're going to spot him at the 46-yard line. Gain of about 4. So the Bulls really working that power game.
46-yard line.
Bulls back in a tight formation. Nope, they're putting a wide receiver on the far side by the Cardinal sideline right now. They're going to run out of time. Bulls will take their second time out of the half. Cardinals with a commanding lead. We're up 24-0 right now. I'm going to go ahead and check that Laverne and Shattuck game being scoreless is a surprise. And Laverne first onto the scoreboard. Defensive battle between Shattuck and Laverne. It's 6-0. 3 minutes left before halftime, and Laverne has the first touchdown of the game. So Laverne won the title last year, as you probably know. They faced off against Sealing in a real barn burner of a finale. Shattuck had a lot of injuries last year. Cardinals took advantage of that, as did a lot of other teams. And Shattuck missing the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Shattuck's much better, though, this year, as evidenced by their 50-0 beating of the Bulls last week. Bulls setting up here, second and long. Reichert looking for the edge. He's got it. They're going to throw a flag. I think it's a holding right in front of the Cardinal stands. I think Cardinal fans helping to remind the refs to pay close attention to that play. It is a holding. So that'll back the Bulls up. I think that's the first flag against the Bulls. There had been one called on the kick return, but it got picked up. Under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Cardinals up 24-0. Bulls are driving. And on their first play to cross midfield since the beginning of the game, it looks like the Bulls are going to get backed up inside their own 40 all over again. Ball spotted now at the 37-yard line. Bulls have second and really long to go. Likely to see him in a pass here if they don't get good yardage on this second down. They're splitting out one wide receiver. Reichert's in the backfield in shotgun. He's rolling out. Oh, and looks to pass it toward the end zone, but a little too high. That wind, you could see it on that play. He got that ball up in the air, and the wind did the rest and pushed it right out of bounds, well over the top of Cowan. Cowan had found a little bit of an edge back behind Peters. That's just going to be a tough pass to complete, especially with Reichert on the run. Third down now. Bulls have about 15 to go. They've got to get the ball to the 48 in Cardinal territory. One wide receiver split out each way. Reichert's under center this time, though. They'll run Jackson in motion. Gunner Post is all over him. Brought down in the backfield. Reichert rolled out. They brought Jackson in motion. They did that to get the first down a little earlier. Looked like they were running the same exact play, but this time Reichert rolled out to the left. Gunner Post was on him. Post brings him down for the loss, and it's going to be 4th and about 18 to go. Johnny Martinez is back in the punt formation, and Gage Huffman back in the punt return for the Cardinals. Cardinals will play in this one safe. It doesn't look like they're going for the block. Oh, I think it got tipped, though. Austin Peters, it's in front of him. Austin's going to go ahead and return it. He had the chance there. He let that ball sit for a little bit. I think the ball got tipped by one of the linemen who was rushing in. But so, Bulls don't get the ball back into Cardinal territory. And the Cardinals will have the ball at the 40. They've been scoring quick. Your offense that's out there, you've got Peters in the shotgun, Post is beside him. Austin Peters, near side wide receiver. Levens in the slot. Huffman up top in the far wide receiver. Alvarado is still in for Hammock. Peters rolling right, looks downfield, and he's found Nash Levens. Levens has got a first down and more. Tell you what, the difference in the passing game between the two teams is stark. Peters rolls out to the right and is throwing darts. Reichert's been able to hit some passes, but Nothing where he's looking downfield. Longest pass that Reichert's completed was to Carson Hendrick, and I'm sure that's not the jersey he intended to throw it to. Peters drop back. This time it's quarterback draw. Peters makes a move, finds an opening, and gets brought down at the next layer of the defense. Number 14, Johnny Milliken, bringing him down. Cardinals have been making the Bulls pay whenever they drop everybody back like that. Cardinals really stressing this defense. So sometimes the Bulls are dropping an extra man back into coverage and only rushing 2. There's nothing they're going to be able to do to get to Peters running that. Peters, nice little shovel pass to Huffman. Huffman scrambled around on the right side. First down and more. Huffman ran in front of Peters. Peters just dropped that ball practically right in front of Huffman. And I say dropped, he gave it a little bit of a toss. You'd call it a pitch if it went backwards, but instead it went forward, so that is a pass. So that's a completed pass for Peters, by the way. Peters in the shotgun. He's got post beside him, hands it to post. Gain of a couple of yards for Gunner. He's brought down the 7 or 8 yard line. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to make sure we don't miss where the play goes this time. Peters dropped back, empty backfield. All 4 wideouts, and Peters is going to scramble. Nope, he's going to find a man wide open. Oh, a rare incomplete pass. I think he was looking for Huffman. Huffman had come open. Beautiful job by Peters. No, that was Nash Levens. Levens coming across the back of the end zone. It was a little bit out in front. Nice looking pass, just a little bit out there. Peters was rolling to his left too, so that's no easy pass. You like watching teams in red and white. Sometimes these moves that Peters makes will remind you of the things that you'll see from another quarterback in red and white. Huffman's got it. It's really close to the goal line. It's just inside the 1. Second time the Bulls have managed to stop the Cardinals on a long play inside the 1. It's going to be 1st and goal with just a foot or 2 to go. Cardinals will set up. They're right there on the goal line. Quarterback sneak. And he's in. Touchdown Cardinals. That raises the score to 30-0. 1:22 left to go in the first half, so we're likely to see a halftime unless we get, I don't know, I guess a couple of turnovers. Cardinals in that heavy formation. Huffman's got it. He's looking for the edge. And he's in. So the Cardinals perfect on conversions today. 32-0 the score at the end of almost the half. 1:20 left to go in the first half. 1:22, that field goal post just in the wrong spot, but it's 1:22 left to go. You can see there. 32-0. Timeout information's wrong, so you can't go by that. Cardinal fans singing the school song over on their side. We can't hear it from here. We can hear the clapping. That's about it. So Cardinals on the roll here, looking to break the streak that they had coming into the game against the Bulls. Cardinals and Bulls had traded home wins back and forth for the last 4 years. Everybody who's on the field has never managed to get a win on the opposing field. And what might be the difference maker, this is the first time for the Cardinals to play in Forgan since the early 80s. When the Cardinals moved up to 11-man, Forgan stayed in 8-man, and there was never a chance to meet. And then the Bulldogs of Forgan dropped football after 2012, going all the way to the championship and losing in the finals. Forgan co-opted with Beaver for a couple of years with playing Class A. They were unable to find any success with that, though, and ended the co-op. And next thing you know, Forgan joins up with Balko, They go all the way to the finals, getting beat by Laverne, and that brings us up to the present day. Bulls get a kick return past the 20 this time. I thought the Bulls had only used one timeout and the Cardinals had used a timeout, but the scoreboard does not show that. The scoreboard is obviously not right because it shows us with 3 timeouts and we don't have that. Bulls here, if they're going to score, they're going to have to open up that offense, and so passing downfield, not a strength for this team. Carson Hendrick can remind you of that with the interception he had earlier in the game. So Cardinals defense probably licking their chops here, seeing the Bulls going into an obvious passing type situation. Reichert's running the option, though. Cardinals swallow him up in the backfield. Whole college of Cardinals convene in the backfield. It's going to be second and long, loss of almost 3 on the play. Cardinal front 5 stepped up, ran right through the blockers, and met in the backfield. We'll name off that front 5. You got Algeen, Post, Ireland up there. You got Garrett Isaacs and Carson Hendrick. Everybody but the defensive backs coming and meeting Reichert in the backfield. Not a good feeling for a quarterback. Bulls are now going to slow things down, and they'll probably keep it on the ground here and go to half. Handoff up the middle. That's Starr. Starr runs into a pile.
That'll be third down.
It's going to be third down and about 5 to go. Isaac's coming out of that pile. Carson Peters was over there as well. But again, a whole bunch of Cardinals coming together. This team does a really good job of group tackling. Coming down the last 3 seconds, we'll see if the Bulls get one more playoff. They do. Reichert pitches it out. Jackson's got it, and Jackson gets pushed out of bounds. He might have got the first down, but that's the end of the half. Cardinals dominate the first half. They're up 32-0. Coming up, we'll get the win-win program and the announcement about the funds that will be donated to a worthy cancer warrior, as well as which school was able to get the most funds raised and win the traveling trophy that travels between these 3 schools. I'm going to step out into a little bit more of an opening. While we're waiting to hear about the program. Oh, they're getting ready to start.
We'd like to begin our Win-Win Week recognition ceremony. Each year, over 400,000 children and adolescents in the world are diagnosed with cancer. Over 17,000 of those diagnosed live in the United States. Thanks to the wonders of modern medicine and the efforts of many people, just like you, the survival rate for pediatric cancer is about 85%. But the effects can still be devastating, and the road to recovery is long. This week, the communities of Balko, Forgan, and Turpin, inspired by their student leaders, came together in an effort to donate to an organization whose mission is to help those battling pediatric cancer. Grace Martinez is joined tonight by her father, Rick Martinez, mother, Kristen Martinez, and sister Anna. The Martinez family are longtime residents of Beaver County. When Rick and Kristen's daughter Grace was diagnosed with leukemia in her early childhood, their lives were turned upside down. Luckily, they had a support system, which they aptly called Grace's Guardians. Grace's Guardians is comprised of family, friends, and strangers alike who all rallied behind Grace as she battled leukemia. Now, now, those same people support the nonprofit organization Grace's Guardians, which supplies care packages to families across Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas who are battling pediatric cancer. Joining the Martinezes on the field tonight are student representatives from each school. Dax McReynolds, the president of Forgan Student Council and chair of Forgan's Win-Win Week Committee, Zany Ibsen, chair of Turpin's Win-Win Week Committee, and Emily Trenum, president of Balko Student Council. This week, Balko, Forgan, and Turpin hosted community and school events, sold cancer awareness t-shirts, and held a friendly 3-school competition to raise awareness and provide funds to help support Grace's Guardians. And together, the 3 schools, united for one cause, were able to raise a total of $5,241.15.
Over $5,000 raised by the 3 schools, in case you weren't able to hear that.
To the Martinezes, thank you for being our honored guest tonight. The Forgan, Turpin, and Balko communities are humbled and honored to be a small part of your journey. We pray that Grace's Guardians continues to be a light in so many families' eyes. This is the second year Forgan, Balko, and Turpin have joined forces during Win-Win Week to raise funds for a community member or local organization battling cancer. As we did last year, each school decided to make it a little more fun by competing not only within our own schools, but also as each individual school. Each school conducted their own fundraising, all in efforts to raise the most money for Grace's Guardians. The school that came away with the most fundraised money will be deemed this year's champion and walk away with a trophy that will travel to the winning school each year. This year's Win-Win Week fundraising champion is Balko.
Congratulations to Balko. And congratulations to Grace's Guardians organization and that young lady. A lot of hard work put in by these youngsters.
You yourself have survived cancer, or you are currently fighting cancer. Would you please stand to be honored? Thank you. We all are inspired by your strength and bravery in the face of adversity. If you remain standing for a moment, Turpin, Balko, and Forgan Student Council members will make their way to you with a balloon. While balloons are being passed out to our survivors, we would ask all of our survivors and those who purchased a gold balloon symbolic of the fight against pediatric cancer, pediatric cancer, would make their way to the center of the football field, please. Anyone else that's interested, please make your way to the football field. Despite the high survival rate, approximately 1,800 children diagnosed with pediatric cancer pass away each year. If you've lost a family member or friend to cancer, you have our deepest sympathies. And if you or someone you know is currently fighting that battle, please know that tonight we join with you in support and in prayer. Before we release our balloons, let's take a moment of silence to remember those who have lost their fight with cancer and to honor those still fighting their battles. Thank you. Please release your balloons. Thank you to all 3 schools and to everyone for participating in Win-Win Week.
One more reminder of the wind speed tonight. Tremendous job by the 3 schools and their student councils. Again, Balko, the winner of the friendly competition, and all 3 schools working together in the competition to try and raise money for Grace. That organization, by the way, if you're interested in finding them, you can track them down on Facebook. Grace's Guardians is the name. And Grace is a Beaver County resident. The young lady goes to school at Beaver. We've got 8 minutes left before the half is over. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to set the camera down and point it over at that scoreboard. That screen is just doing wonders for me. I apologize for the quality of the picture. Let's see what we can do here for those of you that are watching. There we go. Balko's going to get everything going. Let's update those scores again. Hollis has a 14-6 lead at Beaver. That game has still not reached halftime on its last update. Let me refresh. Yeah, it's still at halftime. And the Shattuck-Laverne game, 6-0. So a real battle going on there for the, well, we're right in the mix for the lead with B1 in our district, but one of those two teams in our competition will get knocked out tonight. Hollis took a loss earlier, so they've been knocked one back. And while you're watching, I'm going to see if I can track down a little more about that Laverne game. So, good time for a little bit of a break. We'll pick back up in a few minutes to see what's going on as we get ready for the second half. We'll actually get to see a little bit of the second half, folks. Now, the Cardinals will get the ball to start things out in the second half. So that could be rough on the Bulls. Bulls still have not managed to stop the Cardinals a single time yet with their defense. All right, I found it, guys. Shattuck, it is exactly that. I thought potentially there was a chance that the game had an error listed on Squirtle. It's a 6-0 game. But that game is at Laverne. You guys know Laverne is a very hard place to play. Very hard place to play. And even that's an understatement when I put it that way. Even though I'm trying to emphasize it for you. When you go to Laverne, it's like you're playing 20 against 8, not 8 against 8. The crowd's really into the game. They have a tremendous presentation. And it is just tough to get that ball to bounce your way when you're playing in Laverne, Oklahoma. And Shattuck this year's coming in, trying to make up for the slip-up they had last year. Shattuck did not finish things out in the style that they're used to. Really struggling. Cardinals caught them at a good time and dominated them in the game at Shattuck, but paid a heavy price. Had a couple of players get hurt in that game, and the Cardinals never were the same the rest of the year. That was when the Cardinals were on an 8-win streak, the Shattuck game being our 8th of the year, and the Cardinals didn't win another game the rest of the year. Cardinals coming back out on the field. Once the teams reach the field, by the way, based on the way the rules work, the teams each get 3 more minutes to warm up. So that's what's happening right now. Oh, we do not want that. Earlier, Sealing played Wacomas. Sealing won that 46-0. Only other games that are really probably your local interest of our small school ball is Deer Creek Lamont is traveling to Boise City, and Buffalo had to go to Timberlake. Timberlake's number 2 right now. I'll get you those scores at the end of the game. But I am fascinated with this Laverne Shattuck game right now. Laverne had been number 1 this year until they took a key injury at the quarterback position. Sorry, running back this year, but last year's quarterback, Felix Teal. And so Shattuck and Laverne slugging it out right now. Cardinals getting ready here to finish off this fight with the Bulls. Cardinals leading 32-0. Bulls' slow running offense has managed to keep them in the game. We're seeing the second half for only, I think, the second time this season. Cardinals with Ringwood got it into the third quarter. No, I take that back. Homecoming, we went long against Buffalo, and Ringwood, we went long. We went the whole way in both of those 2 games. Last week with Beaver at home, we were hoping to see a chance for the second team, we saw the second team, but we were hoping for a chance to see a little bit of a halftime and get into the third quarter. At least I was. I know a lot of people disagree with me. They love the mercy rule. They like getting into that, getting that score going and getting a chance to go home if they're on the road. But man, I like seeing these Cardinals play as much and as often as I get the chance. Both teams are coming out onto the field. Cardinals will be receiving to start the second half. Bulls started the game with the ball. So we haven't seen the Bulls kick off yet today. They haven't scored. And the Cardinals kicked off to start the game. So this is the first time to see the Cardinals kick return game. Cardinals are up close. They're getting ready for an onside. Jeff Huffman is back deep. Cardinals haven't fielded very many kickoffs this year. A lot of teams have run onside, and that's what it is again. Big hit at the point of the play. We'll see who's got the ball. Looks like the Cardinals have it. I'm not sure who recovered that ball. Might have been Levens. The hands team getting a lot of work this season so far. Cardinals offense. Hammock is still not out on the field. Alex Alvarado, the freshman, has taken his spot on the line alongside Algeen and Hendrick. Peters hands it off to Huffman. Huffman looking for the edge. He finds it. They set the sticks up completely wrong. They set it up as if the Bulls had the ball. So they've got to get that fixed before they can move things. And there's a holding call against the Cardinals. So the Cardinals have had the laundry thrown several times this game. Hasn't caused any of their possessions to stall out. Cardinals have scored every time they've had the ball tonight. So that holding call will make it a first, and we'll see. They mark it from the spot of the infraction. So it's almost a full 10-yard mark off. Replay first down. So let's go through the offense again. You got Riley Fowler and Nash Levens as your near side wide receivers. Ryder Ireland is the far side wide receiver. Carson Peters in the backfield alongside Jed Huffman. Peters drops back to pass. Levens is going deep, but it's underneath to Riley Fowler. Fowler cuts back, and he's got maybe a first down. Looked like he fell across the 40-yard line, so the Cardinals, you can make it 10 yards, you can make it 20 yards, but you're just determining how far the Cardinals are going to have to go for a first down. You're not determining whether or not you're going to stop them in this game. Offensive personnel stay on the field. No substitutions out there. Ireland split out wide on one side. Levens split out wide on the other. Fowler at the tight end spot. Following behind his block goes Peters. Peters rushes right into the middle. Spin move, and he's brought down. Looked like Starr. No, it's not Starr. That's number 14, Johnny Martinez on the tackle. So about a 7-yard gain for Peters. Cardinals are splitting out Fowler and Levens again down on the near side. Peters is back in the backfield with Huffman beside him. Ireland split out on the far side. Cardinals are still running 3 linemen. They're checking out of it. Look at that defense. They're way up top. There is nobody in the middle. We might be dropping one to Nash Levens over the middle here. Nope. We'll go ahead and run it for a couple of yards. Bulls gamble on that play. Came up. They've got no safeties deep. They're really playing the run right now. We'll see if the Cardinals take advantage of it. It's 3rd and short. Look at that. Nobody's deep. But a handoff to Huffman. So even with the defense crowding the line, Cardinals are able to run right through them. The offensive line for the Cardinals is just doing a tremendous job opening holes. 3 blockers against the front 5, almost a front 6 there with the way the Bulls are running it. Peters drops back, looks out on the edge for Huffman. Huffman makes a man miss, splits him, and then he trips and falls down. Gain of about 6 or 7. Ball's going to be spotted at the 23-yard line. Cardinals in a hurry. They don't bother with the huddle. We saw the Bulls running a lot of time off the play clock. You can see the play clock down in the end zone. Still 25 on it, and the Cardinals are up and set and ready to snap that ball if they want to. Peters has an empty backfield. Out on the edge, he finds Ryder Ireland. Ireland's got a first down. He's got more. He's running. He spins. He's running. And he looks like he might be in. He's in. Ryder Ireland could not be stopped. Cardinals did a good job there finding the pass. Ireland doing a good job of making his own room there. There is a flag on the play. So these flags don't stop the Cardinals so far. We'll see if this one does. And again, those pink flags in honor of Breast Cancer Month keep falling against the Cardinals. There's an illegal man downfield. Not quite sure how that could happen because Peters threw it immediately after he took the snap. But we'll trust the officials. They know more than I do.
Ball back to the 28-yard line.
Two wide receivers down on the near side, Fowler and Levens. Two wide receivers up top, Huffman and Ireland. So again, empty backfield for Peters. He drops back. He's looking. Huffman's deep and open. Huffman catches it, and again, another score for the Cardinals. So you can stop us from scoring. That's the second time the Cardinals have had a touchdown called back from penalty and scored anyway. So that's now the fifth touchdown that counts on the scoreboard, but it's 7 touchdowns total for the Cardinals. Well, we kind of predicted it early, hadn't we? The Bulls were betting the house on the short yardage play and bringing everybody up, and Cardinals just dropped it right over the top of the defense. Too much speed for the Cardinals. Huffman takes it in that heavy formation, and he's in. Barely touched. Cardinals convert again. They're perfect on conversions, and the score's 40-0. Let's get a look at that scoreboard. Cardinals easily on path now to break the streak of the home team winning between Bulls and Cardinals for the last 4 years. It looks like Cardinals will end that streak. And they'll likely go they will go undefeated if they finish this off. And with a 40-point lead early in the third quarter, it looks like the Cardinals are going to cruise to another win. Our main competition in district right now, Laverne and Shattuck are playing, and Laverne just got another touchdown. They lead now 14-0. Coming out and scoring on their first drive of the second half. We'll continue to follow that game since that has distinct playoff implications. And let me spell it out for you, because now that we're getting into the playoff run, with the Cardinals with 2 wins, pretty much guarantee that they will be in the playoffs this year. The top 4 of the 6 teams in the district B1 do make it on to playoffs. We've already beat Beaver, and this will be a win against Forgan. So no matter what happens with the other 2, you only play 5 games, and so you'd have to have 4 teams each get 3 wins, and that's almost impossible because that would mean that Laverne and Shattuck would have to lose 2 games. So what's more likely is either Laverne or Shattuck is going to go undefeated until we face them. And so that means that we're playing for first or second in the district with the way things are starting to line up right now. At first or second, we get to host a playoff game in November in Turpin. Don't mark your calendars just yet. The game still has to be played. Ricky Algeen lining up. Kicking downfield. He gets it up in the air. There's not as much wind as there was in the first half. Bulls have it deep in their own territory. Makes the man miss, but brought down. Looks like Ryder Ireland got him. Cardinals again stop the Bulls inside their own 20. It's been horrible starting position for the Bulls. Tremendous job by the Cardinals kick coverage team. That kick coverage team on a future broadcast, we'll talk about them. They've got their own name, and they've been taking a lot of pride this year. It's a couple of guys on that kick coverage team that is their main focus this year as they wait for their chance in the starting lineup, and you can see it with the effort level on kick coverage this year. Tremendous job by those guys. Handoff, picking his way forward and a couple of yards gained. It's Tyree Jackson, number 1. He gains about 3 yards. Ball spotted now at the 23-yard line. The Cardinals, by this point in the play clock, are normally out, ready, and could snap the ball if they want to, but you can see the difference in the pacing that the Bulls are running today. They're set up, and it's just now 13 seconds left on the clock. They do snap it quickly once they're out there. Pitch out by Reichert. Jackson's got it again. He gained a couple of yards last time, and this time he gets about 2 more. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up. Cardinals defense out right there. Doing a good job stopping the Bulls. You've got Ryder, Algeen, and Post up on the line. Isaacs and Hendrick in the linebacker spots. Peters and Levens at the defensive backs, and Austin Peters playing safety. Run around the side. Reichert's got it, but he's not going to have enough for a 1st down. Fourth down deep in their own territory. Bulls might go ahead and go for this because it looks like if they give it back to the Cardinals, this game's going to be over. Both teams, by the way, have left their starters out there. We're in district play. It looks like we're trying to get this thing over with and try to limit opportunities for injury. Punt goes out of bounds. They're not going to have Huffman with a chance to return it. And we'll see who comes onto the field for the Cardinals now. Did somebody take a timeout? Teams are huddling up together. I don't think it's timeout. I think it's just a change of possession. All right, I'm going to take a look again at that Laverne Shattuck game. Laverne has scored again, 22-0 now. So Laverne's had a key injury on offense, but seems to have adjusted well. One of the things I was curious about was to see what Shattuck's depth looks like this year. A couple of injuries really got Shattuck down, and we saw how injuries can take a team that has depth and really hurt it. And even in this game, Cardinals are down to a freshman offensive lineman now, after having 3 different offensive linemen who've been hurt during this season. Jackson Leonard, Ryan Algeen, and now Ryan Hammock during this game. Cardinals bring the second team out onto the field. You got Omar Parr in the backfield. Omar's going to keep it on the, coming around the edge. Omar just about finds a gap in the sideline. Parra with a nice carry. Before the game started, we talked about how Cardinals runners are averaging almost 10 yards a carry, and you saw it right there. Parra comes in, immediately gets a little over 10-yard gain. In the backfield with Parra, you've got Riley Fowler. On the far side, you've got Saul Alvarado playing wide receiver. Near side, you've got Angel Moreno playing wide receiver. Your lineman, Alex Alvarado, snapping it now. He's out there with Blaine Johnson, and we'll get through the rest of the offense here in a moment. Parra pitch out to Fowler. Fowler might have the sideline. He does. And he's brought down after another 1st down. Cardinals offense. We go down and score too quick. It looks like they'll be done for the night. Flag on the play. The pink laundry hits the field, and one more time the call's against the Cardinals. Only blemish on this game for the Cardinals has been getting those flags called, but it's given us a chance to see the offense play a little bit more. All right, your lineman again. You got 52 Logan Ebersol. Alex Alvarado, Blaine Johnson. Those are your linemen. Your wide receivers at top.
20 looks like.
Holding against Cardinals.
You've got Mason Nelson, number 12. Number 14 is Angel Moreno. And number 7 is Saul Alvarado. Your quarterback, Omar Parra. And your running back behind him is Riley Fowler. First and 20 after the holding call. Parra's got it, running an option there. Falls behind Fowler. First down, a little more. Parra gains back the penalty yardage and a bit more, a gain of about 13. He and Fowler ran that as an option. Fowler got out to the edge and stepped up in front of Parra and became a lead blocker. So it turned into a quarterback sweep. Same personnel staying on the field. I don't think we'll see the Cardinals pass this situation, but you never know.
Nobody's covering Saul right now. There's no.
Parra cuts around, finds an opening. He's still alive. Bulls are having a hard time making tackles here. Parra's slippery and keeps on finding openings, cutting back. So Cardinals have the first down after the penalty. That's been the case all night tonight. Penalties have not stopped the Cardinals. They've just slowed them down a little bit and given us the chance to watch a little bit more offense. I've highlighted the play clock. Cardinals are sitting up there. They were in position at the 30-second mark on the play clock. They can take their time, look at their wristbands to see what Coach Hanna's called. They make the call. They can adjust. And just now there's still 13 seconds left on the play clock. Parra gets a snap. They're running that option again. He falls behind. Fowler lays the wood on a block. Parra's going to gain about 9 on the play. Ball's at the 29-yard line. Parra and Fowler are running the option. Interesting. Fowler ends up running out there like a fullback. Still 2 wide receivers on the near side. That's Moreno and Alvarado. Hand off to Fowler. Fowler in the middle. Jumps to the outside. A little bit of contact, but he's got the first down.
Hand off to Navarro, but is enough for the first down.
4 minutes left in the third. If the offense keeps it up like this, we're not going to see a fourth quarter. Parra's got it on the keeper again. Looking for an edge. He's inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be first and goal. Tell you what, the Cardinals' blocking has been tremendous. And the Cardinals' speed is really on display here. They're getting to the edge and beating the Bulls there, and it turns into men in space. Parra picks it up off the ground, looks for the edge, cuts back to the middle, and he's brought down. Bulls defense steps up for the first time, at least here in this possession. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if the Cardinals have lost yardage on any play in this game. Parra's still out there, still the same personnel formation. He's got Fowler out beside him. Another ball to Parra. Parra's going to the edge. He fights his way in. He's in, and that's the game. Cardinals win 46-0. So the Cardinals break the streak. The home team had won the last 4 ever since the Forgan and Balko teams had joined together to become the Bulls. The home team had won over and over and over. But the Cardinals break that streak tonight, winning on the opposing field, and the Cardinals pick up their first win on the football field in Forgan, Oklahoma in 40 years. Gosh, it's hard to say that, but 40 years it's been since the Cardinals have played on this field, and they immediately pick up where they left off back in the 80s, taking it right to Forgan and winning this game. Cardinals offense completely dominant. Defense doing their job, completely dominant. Special teams didn't have much of a chance to show anything, but the kickoff coverage, we only returned one kick and we didn't get to do anything with that one. The kickoff coverage team held the Bulls inside their own 20 on almost every one of the kicks, didn't allow a single good kick return. We didn't have to punt a single time. The Cardinals covered in every facet of the game, dominated in this one, and come away with a big win against a district opponent. This put the Cardinals squarely after the game tonight with Laverne and Shattuck. It'll put them in a tie with the winner of that game for the lead in B1 and set up a couple of big games coming up later on this season. Now that we do have a little bit of time since the game is over, I'm going to take a look and run through the schedule. Laverne Shattuck, by the way, still a 22-0 game. So Shattuck struggling at Laverne. Laverne, again, a very difficult place to play. We have to go there this year. Let me run through remaining schedule for you. So the Cardinals are 2-0 in district play. Next week at home, ladies and gentlemen, big game coming up. The Cardinals will be taking on those Indians from Shattuck at Turpin. Huge game. That will, right now, that sets up to play for no less than second place in the district. So come on out to Turpin. Turpin will be playing against Shattuck, but the game is at Turpin. Last year, the Cardinals broke the streak of losses against Shattuck, winning for the first time since Shattuck had jumped into Class B and for the first time since the Cardinals had dropped down to 8-man. So that game next week is huge. We need your support. Come on out and watch the Cardinals taking on the Indians. The week after that, October 27th, that'll be our game right before Halloween, and we'll be going to Laverne. So we'll be playing at Laverne's field. The Cardinals, if you remember years ago, I think it was in 2015, were the team that broke Laverne's streak of home wins. Laverne has been almost perfect at home for a very long time, but the Cardinals are one of the lone blemishes on their record, and the Cardinals will be going there in late October for the chance to tie up and win the District B1 for the first time since we've dropped into 8-man. Or so I say to say drop since we became an 8-man team in 2014. We have not won the district, but we have come in third or fourth every year. So we need this game. We need to beat Shattuck and or Laverne to take second in the district. We need to beat both to be able to win the district. If we beat Laverne and Shattuck beats us, things get weird, but we won't worry about that after the game next week. So finishing things up. Cardinals will celebrate and talking things over in the end zone. It's a 46-0 win. Cardinals winning big. Mercy rule in effect. And we finish things off with 2.5 left in the third quarter. Enjoy the rest of your break. And we're going to go ahead and end the stream.